Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm continuing my rush through the last toys that I wanted to review in 2022. And here we have the Transformers crossovers between Transformers and G.I. Joe, the Megatron as a Cobra HISS tank. And here he is in front of us. And this is coming a review from the perspective of someone that has no G.I. Joe knowledge, no nostalgia for G.I. Joe. I just thought, oh, it's a new Megatron, well, that'll be cool, and it's got a new play pattern, that'll be cool. So I figured I'd check it out. So we do have a HISS tank here. It is nice and big. I mean, I guess, real quick to see how big it is. Here is, you know, a standard-ish deluxe, maybe a little smaller deluxe Alita 1 right here next to it. For size comparison. It's a big old tank, and it has casters on the bottom down here. It has Megatron hanging out in the back here. Other than that, I mean, it seems like it's a pretty accurate HISS tank, and I know there have been different designs that have gone through G.I. Joe in the past. It seems very retro. I mean, we've got on the box here, we've got a very retro Megatron with just extra stuff on him, and then the HISS tank and the Baroness here. And I do want to talk about that part too, like the G.I. Joe part. The box is pretty cool. It's two sections that you can pull away, and let's see, do I care enough to do this? Sure, why not? If you pull off the two halves, it's got like a little message over here, which is kind of cute. But other than that, it's just packaging. Shows things on the back. But here again, we've got and I don't know what the scale is here, 132 or something scale, 164 for your, not your 6-inch figures, but your 3-inch figure G.I. Joes. The tank itself, it rolls pretty well. This turret spins, so you can put Cobra personnel in there. They've got these two turrets that can go up and down as needed. This turret up top can spin. If you move this out of the way, you've got a cockpit that can open up, and we've got some nice mechanical detail here. You can fit a figure in here. I guess I should show Baroness. Here she is. It's kind of neat that she comes in her own G.I. Joe packaging. So I guess if you're a G.I. Joe mint in the box collector, then you can keep Baroness in the packaging. I thought about this, and spoiler alert, I'm going to give this figure away. So because I'm going to give it away and I don't give a shit about G.I. Joe, I figure I'll just leave her in the packaging for someone else to enjoy. We can keep her back there. But yeah, I assume she works fine. She is a little on the frumpy side. I mean, this art looks nice enough. It's retro and nice. But then over here, that does not look like that person. I don't know what it is. Something about the eyes and the glasses and the molding. Here she looks like a badass, soldier girl, bad lady, femme fatale. And here she looks like a librarian that's just she rides her motorcycle to work, so she's wearing her motorcycle outfit. So that's, fine. It's a little, I guess, disappointing that I guess I would have assumed that G.I. Joe technology has gotten better in the last, I don't know, 50 years or however long it's been. But that just looks like meh, not great. But the point, I guess, with G.I. Joe is that they can interact with these vehicles. And here's where my disappointment starts. The vehicle has I'm sure these are all sorts of great references to inside jokes for Cobra fans and all that crap. But if this is a vehicle that you're supposed to be able to put your character in, and you can have another one on the back, you can ride 3 of them in the HISS tank. Where's the missile launcher? Where's the firing parts? Where's the disc launcher? Where's the squirt gun? If you're fighting a war with your Joes, where's the firepower? I just did a review on Legacy Scourge and how Legacy Robots in Disguise Scourge is kind of it's a shame. I guess as a society, we've moved away from missile launchers, but they are so fun. Missile launchers are toys. They're good fun. Make them foam or soft or whatever. I guess our kids chewing on them and choking and dying like they're eating Tide Pods or something. I don't understand why that part of like the part of play pattern. Like, yeah, this can like roll and this can spin, but like all this can do is like go on a shelf and you can look at it at the end of the day. There's not like, I mean, you can put different guys inside, but like where's the you know, the pew pew, that sort of thing. That's my first disappointment. And then I guess on that note, we'll get into transformation here. We're gonna parts form some bits. These pieces come off the sides here. And it is big, so I wanted to see if I can make sure I get all of it. The back comes off, revealing Megatron. Here's disappointment number 2. You know, there's all the important Megatron pieces. This piece opens up there. You've got like some sort of access hatch, which is kind of neat. And then you can come in up top here, and you lift up this windshield, and then you lift up this entire, there's like a tab on the side here, and a tab on the side here. Those sections can lift up and out. And now you can see kind of here the arms and feet and kind of the transformation schema, which is neat. I'll say props to them. The designers had a particular vision, I think, and that vision will pull these arms out. That vision is to like do a G1-ass G1 Megatron as much as possible and make it a G.I. Joe. It's right. It's 100% like nostalgia bait. And if that's their vision, that's fine. Move those armatures out of the way. This section here, it can, let me remember, bend it this way, flip this piece 180, and then you can collapse it around. Same thing on this side, bend this way, flip this piece 180, collapse it around. And then we can come in up top, and let's see, Megatron, like there's a little tab here, and mine comes out of that tab pretty often, but there's tabs there to keep his torso in place. And then on the bottom here, on his legs, they are tabbed into his crotch, so you just can come in and split the treads on both sides, letting you extend out the legs. Same thing on this side. And they do have a... I just fucking pinched myself pretty bad there. They do have a cool thing. You can invert part of the tread to form the heels, which I like that. We're gonna put this back here, and we can lock in that waist. That's a pretty soft but still satisfying click. Bring down these tread sections on the hips, and they form missile pods, hip missile launchers. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. Okay, it's time to announce the winner of the Hero is Born 2-pack. Again, all the comments are over here on the left. If you wanted to enter the giveaway, then you got a heart. Here is everyone for the record's sake, and we got 23 entries today. Just so you all know, I haven't shipped out any of the giveaway stuff since I started doing the dailies. My goal is to make it to the post office tomorrow on Wednesday and ship out everything that people have given me addresses for, and then I'll provide tracking numbers and all that stuff. So, rand between 1 and 23. Here we go. Our winner is number 6. Number 6 is Matthew Stewart. Matthew Stewart, congratulations. I think it's your first time winning one of these giveaways. Let's find you on here. You're pretty early on, I think. Here we go. So Matthew Stewart's headcanon is that Orion Pax fought valiantly and was injured. Alphatron was proud of his bravery and rebuilt him into Optimus Prime. Awesome. So Matthew, if you reach out to me on Discord, and my Discord account is Sietashami #5069. It's all in the YouTube About page, or Twitter, or Facebook, or wherever. We'll confirm that you are the person with the YouTube account, and then we'll get the 2-pack shipped out to you as soon as possible. Thanks everyone for entering, and let's get back to the review. I thought it was tall enough, but apparently not. We can come in on the back here, and we can fold this whole canopy section down, and it just kind of sits there, which is fine. And then we've got this kind of back section that's just going to hang off the back. We can come in on the shoulder piece, collapse everything down and tight, which then lets us bring this armature up, collapse it in. Oop. Maybe we have to do this step first, collapse that in first, and then you can collapse this chest onto that armature section, And then when that is collapsed, then this piece can collapse onto each side. If you can notice, he's a little on the fiddly side. There we go. Flipping around these wrists. And here we have, he's got big old shoulder pauldrons. Here we have our Megatron from his HISS tank. Oh yeah, I guess we have these sections too. We can rotate around so you can still support like a gunner in the back. Give him these two pieces again right here. Give him his cannon. He's got a port right here and a peg right here. And then he gets this piece. They kind of pretend it's a shield of some sort. Honestly, I'm going to show it and then I'm going to remove it because I think it looks dumb. And am I going to actually you know what? It would help if I'm sticking it in the right place. There we go. So yeah, there he is all armored up. And yeah, so he's got a Cobra shield, but I prefer just leaving it kind of this section as is. It's still not clean, but it's as clean as possible. And here is my second level of disappointment. I think that this is a really compromised design because the vision that the designers had, which they stuck to as closely as possible, is, hey, let's get Megatron as G1 as possible and also make him a HISS tank. Now, we have seen Megatrons come and go with all sorts of great designs. Animated Megatron turns into a helicopter. That IDW Megatron turns into a stealth bomber, right? Cyberverse Megatron turns into a tank. Like, why not make a Megatron that is as HISS tanky as possible? Especially if this is Transformers Collaborative. Like, right, Transformers Collaborative gave us Tyrannocon. It gave us, you know, the Back to the Future vehicle. It gave us the DeLorean. It gave us the Ghostbusters Ectoplasma 1. All that stuff. Why is it Megatron that they need to make a HISS tank? Why not just a whole new character and design the HISS tank shape as clean as possible to turn into a cool robot? For example, here we have like these compromised design decisions. These treads would have been really nice if they turned into legs. Instead, they just sit next to legs because the legs have to look G1, right? We have to have this black inside piece. We have to have this gray piece. It's got to be gray. It's got to be Megatron. Same thing with like these hip sections. These blaster sections could probably go somewhere else and look cleaner than just like weird skirts on the side. Same thing with like his chest. Imagine a chest that was better integrated with the vehicle mode, so it doesn't look like Megatron's just like hanging out back there. Same with these shoulders. There's so much mass back here. What if these and this section split apart and formed the arms, so then like this backpack would be gone? Like certain things, like I get it. They wanted to make Megatron turn into a HISS tank, but they could have not done the G1 Megatron, or the smarter decision would have been just make a new character. Call it Cobra. You know, call it, I don't think there's a Transformer named Cobra, so just call it Cobra, just like all the other collaborative figures. But here is Megatron, and I'll stop complaining about him. We'll go through what he does. First off, he is painted pretty nicely. We're going to sit him down and take a look at that head sculpt. That's a pretty nice G1-y head sculpt. He's nice and big again. I mean, this is like ultra class, like leader proper. Again, bringing in Elita 1 here. That is a big, beefy boy, and I do appreciate that. He does need to, I guess, interact with the certain G.I. Joe size figure, so it makes sense that he'd be much bigger. But I do like that. I like some of this sculpted detailing on the side. I just wish it had been painted or integrated better. His head can go up and down and side to side. He's got 360 here. These shoulder pieces, don't mess with that. You want to hold that section in, and then the shoulder piece does move up to move out of the way of his arm. He does have bicep swivel. He does have 90-degree bend here. No wrist swivel, which is pretty unfortunate. The waist, these pieces can move up out of the way, and he can go that far before his treads start clashing. He can go even further than that. It's really just that kibble is mashing around. He's got a nice hip joint that can go, you know, 90 degrees forward, 90 degrees back. A nice deep knee joint, which I do appreciate. And then I do not believe any sort of ankle tilt here. There is thigh swivel. But yeah, so, you know, it is a limited figure. And that's the other thing that confuses me. This is like $80. it doesn't feel like it's $80. It does not feel like the value is there for what we're getting. The other Transformers, right? We got new molds out of Transformers collaboration. Ecto 1 is essentially, right, a super heavy retool. The DeLorean is a very heavy sideswipe retool. The Tomcat is a new mold. The Tyrannocon's buddy, JP93 is, as far as we can tell, an entirely new mold. But those are like intricate, finely detailed Transformers, whereas this feels like oh god, I was about to say children's toy. They're all children's toys. This feels like it's targeted to a younger age group. Like, this is like, you know, a Cyberverse equivalent, which there's nothing wrong with that. But like kids that are like want to play with like Earthspark toys, like the one-step changers and those, that's what this feels like, that kind of level, that age group. If that's the case, I don't think those kids give a crap about G.I. Joe. So it's like, if you're trying to go G1 Megatron and 80s nostalgia blast with the HISS tank, that feels like it's targeted towards adults, towards like the 40-year-old collector. So make a piece that the 40-year-old collector wants. But this is like a weird, like, to me, I don't know that, I mean, I guess Super G.I. Joe people might be interested in it as like oh yeah, now I have like a new G.I. Joe and I've got a tank and oh yeah, it can turn into Megatron, but I don't actually care about that. It's just another HISS tank kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. I question some of the fundamentals in the design decision, but I do respect the designer's choice for sticking to it as hard as they can. This is, I think, the coolest pose I can kind of get him into. I guess he could like be looking down the barrel at you, and that's like not bad with his skirt. But the fact that they were like, hey, we want to make a G1 Megatron that turns into the HISS tank, but we're not going to make it like a high-end piece, but we're going to charge a high-end value. Like, right, $80 is a lot of money for a toy. $80 is a video game plus a controller, or you know, maybe not a full controller, but $80 is a video game plus like a third-party controller, or you know, a DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. It's a significant amount of money, and I don't see the value. I guess this is like, maybe this is $50, and then does that mean the G.I. Joe is $30? That doesn't make sense to me either. Yeah, this is another figure, and I'm betting I'm going to say the same thing with Bumblebee. We'll see when I look at it tomorrow. But this is a figure where I'm like, okay, well, what is the value proposition here? And for me, it feels like it's not there. So it's cool. I'm glad I got to play with it. Hey, I got to open it up. I got to play around with it. I got to figure out how it works. I would love for a new Transformers collaborative with G.I. Joe. I mean, I wouldn't love for it with G.I. Joe. I don't care about G.I. Joe. But I'd be excited if they did another one and it was like, here's a new robot that's going to turn into a G.I. Joe figure, G.I. Joe vehicle. That'd be kind of neat. But as is, this just doesn't do it for me. So he's not going to take a place on the shelf. But if there's someone out there that you know, is a big fan of G.I. Joe and collaborative figures, or just wants a big dumb Megatron toy, then this one's a giveaway for you. I'm rambling and I'm trying to think of what my question of the day is going to be. I guess it's about G.I. Joe. Who's your favorite Joe? Who's Joe? This is obviously Baroness. That's not Joe. Who is Joe? And what does Joe mean to you? No, that's stupid. All right, here's the real question of the day. What collaborative figure do you think would have been cooler? Is there a better character for them to have chosen to turn into a HISS tank? Or what? I'm not asking you to design a toy. I'm really struggling with this one. Yeah, We've seen the Transformers cross over with G.I. Joe numerous times over the history of both franchises. With that being said, what has been your favorite Transformers G.I. Joe crossover moment? There, that is discreet, it is short, that is the question today. All right, We'll see how much I edit this down. But so if you want to win Transformers collaborative crossover Megatron HISS tank and Baroness, and I'll put everything in the box and everything, go ahead down in the comments below and answer the question of the day, which is, again, the question of the day is, what is your favorite Transformers G.I. Joe crossover moment? Answer that question down in the comments below, and then tomorrow's video, when I come out with tomorrow's video, I will draw and announce the winner, just like I drew and announced the winner for this one. That's it for today's video. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye!